is that baby at?
Where's the baby?
Where is he?
Where's the baby?
There he is. Crazy guy hiding in a shipping box. You say hi?
Hi.
Can you play hide and seek? Gotta hide.
Hi. Hi. Where's the baby? Where's the baby? Oh! Where's the baby? Where's the baby? Oh!
Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What Sold. This is part 2 of that $4,200 week. So a huge week for us. This will be Thursday and Friday. I'm in a different shirt now. You can actually see a stain here because I was at a funeral and my son fell asleep and he drooled on my shoulder. So I just noticed that, but that's got to be what that is, which is kind of gross. But that's what it means to be a parent, I guess. So just bear with me. I apologize for the uncleanliness of my shirt. It's been a long day, but hope you guys enjoy the content. Hope you enjoyed the first part with my son playing hide and seek. That's the kind of stuff we deal with when I'm out here packing. It's a blessing and it's a distraction too, but it sure is fun to see him have a good time and be a part of the business that we have. You know, both my sons, my other one you don't see as much. He doesn't always want to be on the video, but he likes to help out and pack and stuff. So maybe I'll get him in one of these next ones. But hope you guys enjoy the content. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with a What Sold video. This is for Thursday. I don't know how many sales it is, but you can count them up for me, let me know. Pretty good day. Not as big as Monday and Tuesday were, but still definitely happy with what sold. Got a good mix here and one buy that I think is funny that it finally sold. So here's a Vitamix Whole Foods recipe. This one's brand new sealed. I think this was like $2 or $3 at a thrift store. Picked it up. Saw there were some comps, but it took a while to sell, and it ended up selling for $19.99. So $19.99 shipped for this guy. Nothing amazing, but we'll take it. Should still ship out medium mail, I believe. Here's an Alesis SR16. This is a 16-bit stereo drum machine. I've talked about this in the past couple of videos with the microphones that sold, with the Tascam unit that sold. This was also bought there. There's also some a couple other units left, but this one sold for $82 shipped. Did work. I had to buy a power cord for it though. That was like $9 on eBay. Bought it, tested it out. It's an aftermarket one, but it does work well. Got $82 shipped for that. I think so far we're at like $250 probably about $300 in sales. We paid $190. Actually, probably more than that. $315 in sales. We paid $190, and we still have 2 units that should go for about $70 to $100 each. So after that, we'll end up probably doubling our money, and then I think we got some odds and then remotes that might sell eventually. Will take a while. So it wasn't an amazing buy, but it was one where we're gonna double our money, and everything's been okay. In the future, I probably would want to pay a little bit less, just because of the risk something may have not worked. So I kind of took a chance on something I didn't really know, but it's paid off so far. Here's a PS3. This one sold for like 62 or 69 shipped, something like that. You'll see it. Does have the van sticker. We didn't take it off, but it comes with an HDMI cable and a power cord. Tested and worked, so happy to get rid of that. Here's a cool little sell. This Party Time Karaoke Standards and Show Tunes, $34.99. I believe this one was picked up from Goodwill for like $2.99 or something like that, $3. And I saw that it was originally $35. There were no real comps for a sealed one. Mine has a small tear to the seal, but it is still sealed. I listed mine for $27 shipped, and it sold, so I'm happy about that. Here's a Game Boy Color. This was in a recent buy from Storage Unit Guy. It does technically work, but it's got some issues. Like sometimes it does power up, sometimes it doesn't. And there are some glitches with the screen. But I sold it for like $27 shipped or something like that as is. For parts, no battery cover. Wii Sports Resort sold for like $16, and then Super Smash Bros. Brawl sold for $18. So those were tested and working. We'll do this one last. Here's a Vans pair of shoes, size 11. They have this really cool like gray pattern here. These were $5 at a garage sale. Lady said her husband only wore them once and just didn't like them. I sold them for 30 shipped. So pretty good deal for a used pair of shoes. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to get rich on them, but it's just one of those things. We've had them for a while. We need to get rid of them. So they have a little bit of mark there. That's in the listing, but I figured that's on the inside of the shoe, so it's not too bad. This is a, who is it? Carmelo Anthony, All-Star Game jersey. This one I paid, I think, like $10 for plus tax, and then I took a best offer of 40 shipped on it, so good deal there. And then lastly, this is a Disney stocking, which looks pretty cool, but it's customized with the name Danny on it. I was buying a bunch of stuff from a guy, and I asked him how much he wanted for the stocking. I didn't notice at first it said Danny. I was like, oh, cool, a Disney stocking. Thought if you take $1 or so, I'd probably buy it, maybe $2. And he goes, $2, and I'm like, okay. And then I looked at him like, oh, it says Danny on it, but it was still in my pile, and I was talking about some other stuff, and then we went to pay, and he's like, so you want the stocking? And I'm like, I don't, we kind of already calculated the price, and I'm like, sure, I guess. So don't know why I bought it, because it's not that great to have something personalized. But this ended up selling for 20 shipped. So it took about 8 months, but it did sell. I've had plenty of better items take longer than that to sell, so I can't complain. 20 shipped on this guy. It's going to go first class. Hopefully it is going to a Danny, and hopefully Danny loves it. So I'd recommend not buying like stockings that are embroidered with a name on them unless it's like super common or you're willing to wait, because you got to find someone who wants that type of stocking and has someone named with that name to even sell it. So I'm happy though. We'll get these out of here, and I'll show you guys what sells for the weekend. Hey everyone, we are back with the sales update for the weekend. There's like 41 or something sales this weekend. I have 1 or 2 to show you guys later. Possibly more. We still have a couple hours left, so hopefully there will be some more. I'm going to do my best to remember the prices. I always say if there's too many sales, sometimes I have a hard time remembering the price, but I look back when I'm doing the edits, and sometimes it doesn't matter how many I have, I'll still make a mistake. So whatever you see on the screen, that will always be the accurate price. So if I misquote something, just bear with me. So a good variety here, mostly hard goods, only 1 clothing item, which is the only thing about this weekend that I'd say would be a little bit on the downside. It would be nice to sell some more clothes, but that market for me, there is money there to be made, but it's just not my focus as much anymore. And I'm trying to sell off as much as I can in there and just kind of be more selective. But we'll get in here and go over what sold. Starting off, this is a dino truck. So you may have seen these. They're like little toys, cars that look like dinosaurs. They have like Hot Wheels size ones, but this is a big one. I'd never seen it before. I picked it up at a Savers for like $6, plus 20% off, plus they added tax on top of that, whatever it ends up being. He sold for 45 shipped. He's super light, but he is a little bit big, so he'll probably still go FedEx, but I don't think we'll be spending much more than, I don't know, 14, 15 bucks, 16 bucks maybe. He's really not light or heavy at all, which is okay. You know, that's, if he's over 45, there's still some money to be there. They have different ones. It's not just this blue guy. And that's his little tail. It's actually like it goes out the back, but it's a shovel too. So I took it out so that way it's less to worry about and hopefully less things that can break. But we'll pack all that up and we'll get him out of here. Happy with that purchase. I definitely would pick one up again. That's a neat scanner. Not just because it's neat isn't cool. That's the brand. It does come with a power cord and like a USB cable or whatever. You'll see on the screen. I forgot the model number. That was $15 at a 10 or 15 at a garage sale, and it sold for 73 shipped. I listed mine a little on the high side, free shipping. I had it at 80 shipped, dropped it down to 73, and that was the price that moved it. Happy with that for what I paid. That one will probably, it might go priority still based on the size and the weight. It might end up going FedEx, but either way we'll make some money. This is a Thomas the Train, for the most part, wooden train piece lot. It's not a whole set. It's a bunch of different random pieces put together. They were my son's, my oldest son's, and you probably already saw us saw some trains recently. This is just a leftover track we had. I sold this. I sent an offer out to watchers for $90, and someone took it. Again, that'll probably go FedEx. Might be $20 to ship it, 25. It's pretty heavy. That's the only downside of that. There's some pretty bulky pieces, so they can't really fit in a flat rate, but I'm happy with that just to get rid of it. There is some money in the Thomas stuff. It seems like it's not as desirable as it once was, but I've still made some money. Box A, this is pretty obvious. No, this is a large mailing box filled with Legos. It's just bricks and pieces, no minifigs or real accessories. There might be a couple that slip through, but for the most part, it'll only be Lego official pieces. I sort them out, pull the minifigs and the accessories, sell them separately, and then this is kind of what's left over. I pull out the Mega Blocks and all of their junk. That sold for 60 shipped. That's usually what I get for 10 pounds worth. It actually ends up being 10.5 pounds, something like that. It's the box, plus I add in a little bit of extra weight in there to cover, just in case there's a couple pieces that I missed in my sorting. That way they'll feel like they got a little bit more. I will say, not really worth your time if you have a lot of other stuff you can sell. I already bought all these Legos, so I just finally took some time to get through them. But there are better uses of your time, so be careful there. Lost, the DVD series. This used to sell even quicker for like 85 ship, but it's really come down in price. I got 68 ship for this, and it took a while. I think I had it at 72, and I dropped it down to 68. Someone came at it and bought it. But if you can find this set for 10, 15 bucks, probably worth picking up. I think season 6 alone can sell for like 15 or 20 bucks, so good deal there. These are the cords to the neat scanner. This is the LiftMaster 485LM backup battery. I bought 6 of these for 50 bucks. They are brand new, but 2 of them had open boxes. I listed this as a new open box because 2 of mine were open. The other ones were sealed. Again, I paid 50. It sold for 33 shipped. It ends up costing like 8 or something bucks to go pirate ship because it's super heavy, but it's small. I don't think it fits in a pad of flat rate, but when it's all said and done, if we're selling 6 at 33 bucks, that's some money to be made. Not an amazing clip, and it's going to take some time, but it's a one listing sale. So 33 shipped. I've sold 3. I now have 3 left. These are Star Wars figures. As you can see, this is from the $1,600 Lego video game toy buy. These ones I lotted together. They didn't have a ton of value individually. They sold, I think, for 50 bucks on a best offer, something like that. So I was happy with that. Those will go priority mail. These were also from the same buy. This little Magna Guard, I think, went for 40 shipped. He came from the same buy. And then this guy, this little ARC Troop Commander, he sold for 35 shipped on a best offer. I think he was listed at 45. I'm happy to get rid of him. Here's a little Star Wars holiday R2-D2 like bobblehead thing. This sold for like 13 shipped. It should go first class. It's pretty light. Here is the 20 questions. These used to always sell. Most people probably know the more rounded circular ones, but I guess they're more like a sphere. But this sold for like 8 shipped. I still pick them up if they're like a quarter or 50 cents, and they still seem to sell eventually. Here's one of those Starbucks Swell Traveler 16 ounce. I haven't sold the 16 ounce ones yet, but this is the white one that sold for 35 shipped. I paid $5 for that mug. It actually was less than that. I bought 31 mugs for 120 bucks. I don't know what that breaks down to. Originally it was 5 a piece, but yeah, that ended up selling for 35. I still have a bunch left. I think I've sold maybe 8, something like that. I don't know. Been pretty good. This is one of my new items that I bought from a new source I found. It's a retail store that's selling like wholesale, like discounted products that they've bought, pallet returns, all kinds of stuff. They had a bunch of like medical and like ointments and medicine, I guess, and shampoos and things for your hair, all kinds of stuff. I was scanning them with, I went there with my sons to kill some time, and we were kind of walking around, and I found this and a couple other things. These were $6 plus tax, but this sold for 30 shipped. I got 2 of them for $6 each plus tax. So I didn't get a ton of time to scan through, but there's definitely more stuff to look through, and I think I can make some money there. It'll be worth going back. I've been looking for another source that I could find like some new product at and resell it, because a couple people I watch on YouTube do really well with that. There's one guy in particular. Hopefully I'll put the link of his channel in this video. If I don't, I apologize. I'll make sure to put it sometime. But he always finds like sealed L'Oreal or different kinds of like creams and different things, and sometimes they sell for crazy money. So I was happy about that. Here are some books from the library. These were like, I think, $6 for all of them, $7. This Ancient Guardian set. They were selling brand new, the books, for like $28 each, but none were really selling as a lot for you, so I knew it didn't have a ton of demand out there. I listed mine for 40 shipped, and they sold in about 3 months, so not the best, and I was a little on the high price compared to what a couple of the used sales were, but since I had all 3, I was happy with that. 40 shipped, easy for a nice media mail. Purchase or sale, this is a Marimar. It's a DVD set. I think there's 3 discs in here with English subtitles. This was like $3 at a thrift store plus tax. I just scanned it while I was there. Now I'm spending time at the thrift store. If there's sealed DVDs or something that just looks real unique, I'll just scan it real quick just to see if it's worth anything. I scanned this one and used. It was going for like 30 shipped, 35 shipped. Mine was sealed. I ended up selling it for 73 shipped. The best part was on Black Friday, someone messaged me and said, They would offer me $35 for that. Or they said there was one listed for $35. They want to know what Black Friday deal I'm going to give them to try to sell it to them. I'm like, really? I'm not giving you a deal just because it's Black Friday. And second of all, I went and looked in the comps. The only one that was for 35 was a used copy. All the new ones were 68 to like $85. So I was still on the low end. So I messaged the person back and said, I'm not giving a discount. Mine's brand new. It's that price. And they said, okay, I guess you don't want my money or something like that. And I was like, whatever, you're wasting my time. But anyways, this sold for 73 ships. So in the long run, it paid off just to be a little bit greedy. And we made money there. This is from a deal where I bought a bunch of like hip hop magazines. This is the Source with Slick Rick. It's not in perfect shape. It's like it's almost got some water damage, or at least was in a little bit of a more moisturized climate. But I bought like a stack of them, maybe like 8 of them, plus some other different hip hop ones, from a Source for $40 plus a couple video games that were in there too. This one alone sold for 25 shipped. Look out for the Source magazines. There are some that can go for 40 to 60 bucks each, just for one magazine. So they're from the a lot of them are from the 90s, so it can be worth picking up. That one I sold for 25 on the lower end because of the damage it had. A couple of yearbooks, the Trade Winds. This is a 1959 Trade Winds from Minnesota yearbook. Came from Storage Unit Guy. I bought 2 of them. This one ended up selling for 25 shipped. He offered 20. He or she. My rule is usually, that's my son in the background. Usually my rule is if someone offers me 20, I'll just take it. But I had just listed this one, so I counter with 25, and he took it, and I was happy about he or she. So a great deal there. Be careful with yearbooks, though. If you're going to get them cheap unless you know it's valuable, and don't really turn away from too many deals if someone makes you an offer, because you never know when that next one's going to come by, especially on the older ones, because the people that were in here are eventually going to be getting older, and they might not be looking for this anymore. So I was happy about that. This yearbook sold from 2018 to Patrick Henry High School out of San Diego. I bought a whole bunch of yearbooks, I think from some dealer who had them. They were like extras. This one sold for 55 shipped. I have like 10 or 12 copies of this. If they all sell for that, we'll make a ton of money, but I doubt we will make. It'll take me years and years and years and maybe my whole life to sell every single one, if I could even sell them all. But we sold this one for 55. We sold another 55 from Indiana, and then I think I sold one for like 30 or 20 or something like that. So we've already made all of our money back because we spent 50, and we've already made profit, and a couple more sales will be well into the profits. Here's some Epics of Early Civilization books. There are like 6 or 7 of them. These sold for like 37 shipped. A whole set of these. I think there's like 17 or 18. You have to look it up. That could be 140 to 200 bucks if you find the right person. So it's a book set worth looking up. Game of Phones was my wife's buy. Retail arbitrage $5. This one she bought for $5, but it was unsealed, but the inside was sealed. The rest she sent into Amazon, and she made great money. She paid $5 plus tax. I just found this one recently. She told me to list it. It sold for 20 shipped within like 4 hours. So I was happy about that because the sealed one was going for like 22 shipped. So that was a good deal. I bought a bunch of cassettes. Pardon my son in the background making a ton of noise. He's pushing a large bucket that's on the ground. So if you hear that, I apologize. But here's an Eazy-E straight off the streets cassette. I bought a bunch of cassettes with a cassette player for 20 bucks. And this ended up selling for 19 shipped by itself. When this cassette deal is done, I will probably make, I don't know, $500 plus. I have so many cassettes. They're all hip-hop stuff. It's from the same source I got the magazines at. And it might be more than, I haven't gone through them all yet. And I'm going to list all the non-value ones separately. So that was a really great deal. I'm super happy about that. Look out for the old cassettes, especially hip-hop and rap ones. Here is a Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP. This came from a storage unit buy. It sold for 45 shipped. It did have this Superman sticker on it. I didn't feel like taking it off because it was just too much work for me, I guess. Sounds lazy, but it still sold for 45 shipped. Battletoads for NES. This was the deal I got with the Source magazines. This came in there. This sold for like 18 shipped, and it's got a damaged cartridge label, so happy about that. Game Boy Advance SP cases. I said these before. Pick them up. You can get them for $1 or less if they're the SP ones. This sold for 15 shipped. Didn't take too long. Tecmo Super Bowl also came with Battletoads. I left the sticker on that one too, just because it's more than what I sold it for. That sold for 15 shipped, which is pretty good for a sport game for PS1. There's nothing wrong with that. Mortal Kombat sold for 9 shipped, just a cartridge. That's from the $1,600 buy. It was just a loose cartridge. This is from a recent storage buy. This is a Speak and Spell. This one does not have the battery cover, but I believe it does work. It sold for $33 shipped just by itself, which is a good deal. This is a Traeger barbecue grill cover. Never used, but it did come out of the package. My wife had got this for free. That sold for $40 shipped within like a couple days. So I think I underpriced that one, but it was free, so that's cool. Harlem Globetrotters jersey. This one has stains on it. It looks cool. It's a FUBU one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But it's got a bunch of stains. It's an awesome looking jersey. They're actually not worth as much as I thought. I paid $10 for this plus a poster. I thought that this was worth like 40 or 50 bucks from research, but my research was apparently wrong because it's not worth that much from what I saw in the comps, but I still listed it high. Someone offered like 35 bucks and I took it. I don't know why they paid so much, but I think it is a 3XL or a 2XL. It is a little bit of a bigger size, but happy with that. But be careful because not all the Globetrotters jerseys are worth a ton. We'll do this sale last. These are some Lego Wii games. I'm missing one. I'm missing, I think, Pirates, Lego Pirates. I got to find it. I think I had tested a Wii out and I brought it with me and I forgot to put it back. But those sold for $33 shipped for 5 Lego Wii games. It's not a bad deal if you can get a bunch of Lego Wii games and lot them together. They usually sell. Some other video games, Bomberman Land. I want to say this sold for like 15 or 14 bucks. This is one I'm not really sure on, but it may have been 10. It's at least 10, I believe, but that's PSP Bomberman. Family Guy PSP or PS3 sold for 16 shipped. Fable 2 for 360 sold for 10. X-Men Legends, I think, sold for 12. That's for PS2. Whoops. Episode 3, this sold for 9 shipped. This is what I always get for it, but it seems to always sell pretty quick, so I'm happy with that. Here is a SpongeBob SquarePants from the $1,600 buy Lego set. It is put together. This sold for like 25 or 28 shipped, something like that. The Office board game, sealed, 40 bucks. This is one where I sold this game to somebody and it got returned. Like return to sender. I messaged the buyer. They never did anything. Like we never heard. They never contacted us. Never anything. And the sale went through, and I just eventually relisted it. And it sold for 40 shipped. I think it sold for 60 shipped the first time because back then it was going for a higher price. This is Rock Band 2. This is from the $1,600 buy. This alone, it is brand new, open box. Everything inside is sealed in great condition, but the box is trashed. This sold for 280 shipped. This is for PS3, and it's the number 2. Rock Band 3 I sold recently for PS3, and I think that one sold for like 380 shipped or something like that quite a few months back. But I kept this large box that I use these shelves in my storage unit. I'm kind of a hoarder with boxes. I just don't want to give up on them, and this is one that I had, and it fits in there like a glove. So I'm glad I kept it. It's good to keep those weird boxes because then it saves you work like on something like this. And lastly, shout out to Chad. You know who you are. He was the first person ever to buy from me on YouTube. I just had another sale, I think in last week's video or earlier this week from, I think it was last week's, from another buyer who was the second person to ever buy from me, at least that made notice of it in the listing, so, or the sale. I appreciate that. Chad bought a stocking from me a while back, and I really appreciate it. He's been following me for a long time, and he sent me a nice message about he's learned a lot from my channel. He may have said he learned more from me than some of the other channels out there, so I really appreciate that because I know I'm just a regular guy doing eBay, and if you want to spend your money in my store, I truly appreciate that because you don't have to. And I'm not always the lowest price either, to be honest, especially in video games. I try to stay towards above average so I can, maximize my profit versus time. So Chad, I appreciate it. He bought Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, Skater Die for NES, and Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, the combo game there. These are cartridges only. He spent somewhere around 30 bucks. Last time Chad bought something, he paid full price, and I gave him a bit of a discount because he was always a nice in my, especially when I was starting off in YouTube, I really appreciate his support. He told me this time no subscriber discount, so I won't be doing that, but I appreciate it, Chad. If there's any issue with the games, you should have them way before the video comes out, but I hope you would let me know. I will clean the pins and everything again before I get them packed up. And as always, if you guys do buy something from me, please let me know. I definitely want to know if you have because I appreciate it. Again, I know I'm not one of the big YouTubers out there, still kind of a small channel, but I'm hoping the information, the whole purpose of it is for people to learn something. So if you guys are getting something and you want to spend money with me because of that to thank me, I appreciate it, but no one has to. But if you do, definitely let me know because you deserve a shout out, and me, my family, we definitely appreciate the support. So that's it for now. Hopefully I have a couple more things to show you guys, and if not, I'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone, we're back with the final 3 sales from the weekend. Here is a set of Wii controllers. These are the white ones, not Wii Motion Plus ones. These are just the regular with nunchucks. They sold for 28 shipped. Here is a set of CDs. I think it's Vincente or Vicente Fernandez. There's 13 of them. I bought a huge lot of CDs for 70 bucks with some knives and some cameras included. I think one of the knives sold for like 75, so that pretty much paid, plus a camera sold already too. And a couple other knives sold actually. So we've made our little money back just in the knives and the camera. I've been selling CDs slowly. This set of 13 took a best offer of 40 bucks on. I had them listed at like 60, which was pretty high. I was hoping to get 50, but someone offered 40, and I just said, you know, I'm not even going to counter. I'm just going to take it and get it out of here, just because it gets rid of a whole bunch of CDs. I don't know what the demand is for that, so I'm happy with that little batch there. And here's a little Charmander plush. It's kind of like nothing fancy or anything. I think it's like 14 inches or something tall. I think this was my son's. It was a couple bucks from Savers a while back, like probably years ago, and we were putting it in the pile to get rid of. I just decided to list it, and it sold for 14, 15, 16 ships, something like that. It will go first class. It's super light.